Hi, I'm Patrick. I'm cooking at home with the real Lombardinos, and it's Friday in Wisconsin. In fact, it's Good Friday, and that can only mean one thing: fish on Friday. Here in Wisconsin, we have a culture of the fish fry. I grew up in Milwaukee. We now live here in Madison, but every neighborhood pub, tavern, corner restaurant, bar has a fish fry on Friday, and we have that at the Tipsy Cow, which I'm a partner in. We have a location down on the Capitol Square here, and then one in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, and we do beer battered walleye, beer battered cod. We have a breaded perch. We also have shrimp on the menu, of course, with our cheese curds and our famous fries. But today I'm still in my quarantine kitchen, so I don't have fish fry going on. I got a very inexpensive mackerel. Mackerel is a blue fish, very strong and assertive flavor, but I'm going to show you how to broil it in your own kitchen and, really make something great out of that. When you go to your fishmonger, they'll help you clean it up usually, but it's so dramatically cheaper than many of the other fish that are on offer, and it's so good for you and so delicious. So if you love anything like an anchovy or a sardine, you're going to love this mackerel. I'm going to start with our mackerel, and I'm going to clean this up, and I'll show you how I do that. First of all, I start with a sharp knife. Give that a few times on my ceramic sharpening steel there. And then I'm going to come along here and just cut it right along the backbone. Come right in underneath that front fin. And then we're going to come, put our knife right along the backbone. That's going to come apart real nice and easy. Not a lot of pressure at all, very gentle. Just using the tip of my knife as a guide. And then peel this away. And I'll have a nice fillet of mackerel. There we go, beautiful. We'll trim that up, and I'll flip and do the other side. But in order to trim this up, I've just gone right along this backbone here, as you can see, not left too much fish behind. Then I'm going to want to come in here, just trim out this belly part a little bit. I'm going to want to keep the skin on there, but there is a bone that runs down the center, so I'm going to make a little V cut right down the center. My tip of my knife is just hitting the skin but not cutting through it. And then I'm going to come through again, and I'll be able to get my tip of my knife in there and pull out these bones. While leaving the skin intact. So now it's fully boneless, and it'll be ready to cook. So I've cleaned out that bone, but I've kept my skin intact, really nice and beautiful, because we're going to want a nice crispy skin. We're going to do this in a cast iron skillet, skin side down, and then we're going to broil the top, put it under a hot broiler. So I've cleaned up my mackerel. All I have left is the skeleton, basically, and this is a really oily fish, so I'm not going to really use this for stock or anything. So I'm going to discard that, but I have these two beautiful fillets. I've run my knife along here, taken the bone out of the center, and one of the tricks that I've learned from my wife, Michelle, is that we're going to serve rice with this dish. And when we make rice, we rinse it 3 times. The first time we kind of rinse all the dirt off the rice, a lot of the initial starch. The second time we rinse it, we're gonna save that water, and we're gonna soak these fillets in there while I prep the rest of our ingredients. So I'm gonna take these for 4 of us, cut them in half, and let them soak in this water. Now we've started our rice in the rice cooker. It's been rinsed 3 times. And our mackerel is just going to sit in this cool water while I prep the rest of our dinner. My mackerel is soaking in my rice water here. And the reason we do that is because it's a very full flavor, bold fish. It has a lot of oil and it's considered a blue fish, so they also tend to go off really quickly. So you want to get a very fresh piece of fish, and this will help mitigate some of that smell and that aroma that becomes, people think, overly fishy. I personally love strong flavored fish like sardines and anchovies on the mackerel. But we're gonna serve this today with a little bit of a sauce that I'm gonna broil on the top. I'm gonna take a mayonnaise and I'm gonna coat it with mayonnaise. We're gonna put that under a hot broiler. So I'm gonna use the Kewpie, the Japanese mayonnaise, and I'm gonna use quite a bit of this because I'm gonna coat my fish with it, and then I'm gonna take some of it, whatever's left, and we're gonna use that to make a vinaigrette to go with some steamed broccoli that we're making. So the flavors that I want to coat my fish are the mayonnaise, a little bit of chili paste, the sambal chili paste. I'm gonna do a little squeeze. I have a couple of key limes that we found on sale at the local market. So I'm gonna squeeze some lime in there for a little bright acid. And I'm gonna put a little fresh chopped ginger in here, and we'll use that to flavor our fish. So I peeled up some fresh ginger, and I'm gonna use this great porcelain ginger grater. Just kind of grate that up over the top. We're gonna add that to our Japanese Kewpie mayonnaise with key lime and a little bit of chili paste. I'm gonna add my ginger then into this mixture. Just kind of whisk that up. It's nice and thick. A little hint of ginger to give that a taste. Really nice. I'm gonna put a little black pepper into this. So we're gonna use this to coat our mackerel, but I'm gonna separate it. I'm gonna take half of it out to coat my mackerel. Then the other half, I'm just gonna add a little bit of rice wine vinegar to that. And then this will become the vinaigrette that I'm gonna use to dress my steamed broccoli. So we're gonna steam some broccoli, or actually blanch it in salted water. We're gonna top it with this vinaigrette and some toasted black sesame. So our mackerel has been soaking in this water from our rice. We're gonna take that out and we're gonna blot it dry and then season it and get it ready to go in the pan. Just a little paper towel, blotting it off, these nice fillets. So I'm blotting all of my mackerel fillets off, and I'm gonna coat a little tray with just a little grapeseed oil, and then we'll season these up for the pan. So I wanna get just a little oil on them. We'll season them both top and bottom. Give them a little flip just to get everything coated. And then just a simple light salt and pepper. So just from up on high, I'll rain down a little bit of salt and a light dusting of black pepper. And we'll be ready for the pan. So we're going to serve our broiled mackerel with daikon, radish, and some soy sauce. And Michelle has this great daikon grater, but I don't really know how to use it. So why don't you come in and show us how to do this, Michelle?
Yeah, my kids don't know how to use it either because it's so complicated. We
Is
just
it?
have it back and forth.
So we peel these up, and the daikon's a white radish, right?
Yeah, it tastes delicious, but it's a little bit stinky.
And then how do you normally serve this in Japan? How would they eat this?
So in Japan, I would make a lot of mackerel, and I would just broil it straight up, and then we just cut it open and would serve it with daikon and soy sauce and some fresh lemon.
Awesome. So today we're going to have lime with that spicy Kewpie mayonnaise, but we're still going to do the daikon radish. And show them this contraption. What do you got here?
It's a grater. I think you could use a regular grater. This just gets it nice and pulverized.
Mackerel is seasoned and ready for the pan. I'm gonna put it in skin side down. It has just a little of that grapeseed oil on it. No additional fat is needed in the pan. Get those fillets in. We're gonna let them crisp for just a second. Then I'm gonna take that mayonnaise that I have, that Japanese mayonnaise, and brush it over the top. And this has that chili paste, chili garlic paste, the key lime juice, and a little bit of freshly grated ginger in there. I'm gonna give a good coating. We're letting our skin crisp just a little bit, and then this is gonna go under the broiler. So I have my oven on, broiler on high. Give a good coat of this mayonnaise all over the flesh side. And then I'll remove this right into the oven. I'm gonna check my fish. It's been in the oven under the broiler for about a minute and a half. It's looking great. I'm gonna give it just another 2 to 3 minutes and it should be ready. So just as my broccoli starts to return to a little bit of a simmer, it's done. The color is set, it's still al dente, and it'll be ready to serve, dressed with our ginger lime vinaigrette. Ooh, my fish has been under the broiler for about 3 minutes. Beautiful. You can see how that mayonnaise creates a crust on there, and our skin is beautiful. Look at it. See how that looks on the skin side. Just beautifully beautiful. So I'm going to start plating my dish here. I have some of the steamed broccoli that's warm, and I have that ginger vinaigrette. The last thing I want to do is put a few drops of toasted sesame oil into that. Kind of stir it through. I'm going to drizzle that over my warm broccoli. And I'm going to take my mackerel. I'm going to serve one slice here. And we have our grated daikon radish with a little bit of soy sauce and some steamed rice with black sesame seeds. Well, if you don't feel like cooking mackerel with me, you can always check out the Tipsy Cow. We have a location in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, and we are doing some quarantine cooking over there. We have a no contact, pick up only fish fry tonight. It's Good Friday and it's the last one of the season, so check us out at Tipsy Cow.